welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to review this Argon M.2 case for the Raspberry Pi. I do own the first version of Raspberry Pi Argon case. The first version, the only difference I can remember is just this one has like you can connect SSD drive like M.2. Also, they have like full blown HDMI ports on the back. So I'll show you over how to connect and how this look like. So in the box, this does the box look like, and you can connect the Raspberry. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Yep, you get the manual, you get some thermal and the screws. Yep, as usual. Just to mention this M.2 version of the Argon ONE case is a little bit taller than the previous model. So you can see at the bottom they have let me just take this off. So they added this SSD module, so you can connect your SSD drive here, and with the one end of the USB, this connector will connect here, and the other end will go on the Raspberry Pi. This is the module to connect to relay out your HDMI cable and the power and the audio jack out. So pretty straightforward. I'm gonna use a Kingston SSD with this. It's pretty standard, you can find, but make sure you use not NVMe drive, because at this moment the Raspberry Pi doesn't support NVMe drive on this module. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, I mean, also to add, this case is made of full aluminium, so which is awesome for acting as a heat sink. So it's also have the fan. There is two metal bits that's gonna stick to your RAM and to your CPU with the thermal silicone they provided to connect directly to your CPU and RAM, and they will sit on top of this. Okay. Also to add, in the Argon ONE you have this jumper, if you can see. The first is default and the second is always on. So if you put on 2, 3, it will, as soon as you connect the power, it will always turn on. Other one, if you do, you need to press the button on the back to turn it on. Also to add, this new Argon have infrared receiver. I don't own the infrared receiver at this point, so I can't test that. But this is great to have your media center play. You can use it. So back, you can see the power button, the USB power, and the full-blown HDMI port that's gonna come out from this. Okay. So to connect your Raspberry Pi, you need to install this module to your Raspberry Pi. So the headphone jack go to headphone jack, and these two HDMI connector from on the Raspberry Pi will go to their slots. If you just do that like that, align them, and they will go, just they're fixed now. Okay, so you can see these HDMI ports are now over here, and their power jack, sorry, not power jack, your headphone jack comes over here. Okay, so let's see what's inside this. I believe there's some screws. So yeah, you have some screws and your thermals. I'll move this manual away. So we also have some rubber pads that you can attach to the bottom of the case, so they will be firm on any surface, and yeah, give the Raspberry case some stability. these are the two thermal, so you can put it on here. Ideally I will put it on this side and this side and just attach it, or you can do either way, both sides work. Yeah. Just also to mention, I'm using 8 GB model of the Raspberry Pi in this installation, and I'm going to install the thermal pads on the. It's a bit got plastic on both sides, otherwise it gets sticky on your ears. It's really hard to show here, but anyway, I'll try my best. So I will take this one end out from here, if I can do it quickly. There we go. And I'm going to put it on the top of this. Okay, and the other one as well. Okay, it's a little plastic. I'm going to put it here. And just to mention, we have another plastic on the other end, so I'm just going to take that out as well, so I can stick to the CPU and RAM module. Before I move forward, I just want to also show you these GPIO pins on the Raspberry Pi. Will connect to this connector on the case, and they will be relayed back to this top of the module. And this is great, so you can have your module available even the case is installed on the Raspberry Pi. Okay, and it's got the magnets on both sides, so it always stick. So just to show the GPIO pins here, and it's got the magnets. Okay, just stuck there. Oh, this came off on my hand, so I'm going to put it back. Also, we have a fan as well here, which we can control through the scripts, and the power button as well. I'll show you in a few minutes. Okay. To boot from the M.2 Drive, you still need to have some kind of operating system installed on the initial SSD, so you can change the EEPROM to change the boot order, so it will always boot. So you need to set up the operating system initially on the SSD, and then you also need to install your operating system on your M.2 drive. But first you boot with your SD card, and then point the boot to your SSD. That's how you're gonna do. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna remove the plastics on the top of the thermal pads. Okay, there's one gone, and there's other one. If I can do it quickly. It's a bit tricky to take them out. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Come on. Alright, come on, don't waste time for the audience. Okay. Sorry folks, it's taking a bit more time. Okay, finally I got it over. I'm going to install the Raspberry Pi and the module to the case. So you just need to align these GPIO pins to the case, and the rest of the HDMI USB will go on this side. Make sure they are perfectly aligned. So just go on the top. I'm just going to show you from this angle so you can see they're going straight in. Okay. And there we go. Just see from the side if you can see, and then gently press it. Okay, there's something is not aligned still, so I just need to look what I did wrong here. give a second try. Just something, just not doing that, but eventually did go. So you can see it's perfectly installed. Okay, all right. Okay, so before we put the case, we need to put some screws. These outer screws points like this, and this. We will putting when we put the back of the case. This one where the M2 drive goes, but the other screws we can put, which is this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Let's put it on. Okay. Okay, so all the screws are in without the bottom case. Okay, we got 4 screws left, which we'll be using to the back cover. Okay, which just goes here 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the inside it will be here, 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 and here. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna connect the M.2 drive to the bottom half of the Argon ONE case. I just need to open this. Let me try. So, just to add, before we go to install, I just wanna mention that the drive type this Argon ONE support is need to be SSD, but not NVMe. But the connector type can be Key-B and Key-B&M. So just to mention that, and you can see these are the cutout you should find in M.2 Drive. So to install, simply unscrew this so the drive can stay still. Alright, I unscrew that. I'm just gonna install the SSD drive. So I'm just gonna slide in there, just push it a little bit, okay, and let's anchor this with the screw, okay. So in some cases you're allowed to have put a heat sink on, but in this Argon ONE M.2 you can't have the case because it's so tightly packed. It's difficult. So all you need to do is now put it back like this. So this curved bit goes on the front, and you have a USB port that's connect your M.2 drive back to the Pi through this USB 3. So all we just need to screw this. Alright, the final step is to use this USB relay adapter just to connect your M.2 drive connector back to your Raspberry Pi. So just stick it in, and that's all. That's your Argon ONE M.2 case with M.2 drive installed. I also forgot to mention that we need to attach these rubber pads on the bottom, so you can just stick them into these little circles. Yeah, so I'm just gonna attach them. give some stability to the case. Okay. Just some extra. We have this, so I'm gonna use that as well as a rubber pad. So just in the center, we're just gonna put this here. Yeah, that's all. That's all done. I will try to put some more details about, show you how the stats for how to control the power button and the fan through the script provided into their guide, and I will post that in the further videos, or maybe I will try to attach to this video.